just love it so much. It makes planting all of those bulbs worth it. Welcome back to another BirchSalt vlog. My name is Kate if you're new here. I live in Maine in Garden Zone 5B, and in this weekly installment, as you can see, I can't hide it and I don't want to hide it, but the tulips are in full bloom. I have been busily harvesting all of the tulips as they're ready when I'm able to. We've had quite a bit of rain, which has not allowed for me to harvest them and put them out for the farm stand or the flower stand each of those days. So I've been aiming for roughly every Friday and Saturday to harvest on those days and put out the bouquets on those days. Otherwise, the ones that I can't get to or haven't been able to get to before then, and while it's been raining, are now in bloom, which is very exciting, and we have just got so many pretty things. It's also been extremely windy with a lot of the rain, so with that, I did lose just a few tulip heads, not a whole lot more than that. Some of them got snapped with the wind. I am happy to report that the pine arbor that I had installed during the last vlog did stay put. It survived the wind, and also the pine arbors that I have been working on also remain intact, and I just tied those together with some twine. So thankfully those are still in place, so I take that as a great sign. And once we get some more sun, I will be working on the others. That way I can eventually have some climbing vines hopefully over them. At least is how I envision it in my head. In today's vlog, I just want to go around and show you what's currently budding. I will be doing a more in-depth garden tour for Saturday's video, this Saturday's video, where I'll take a little bit more time showing you everything, but for today, I just want to give you a few little highlights around the garden. And I hope you're having an amazing week already. I hope that spring is in full bloom where you are. It's starting to be that way for us here in Maine, and I'm just very excited for what's to happen and grow this year as we move forward. All right, let's go take a peek and show you, while we have this gorgeous view behind me, first the tulips. The white tulips are still blooming, but then look at this. Wow. These are so beautiful, and these are all from color blends. I'll have to put on the screen the mix that I used. And then all of the ones on the back bed over here, I'm hoping I'll be able to harvest and put out on Friday, because most of these in the beds, not all of them, but most of them are past the point where I would put them out for the stand, just because I'd want people to be able to enjoy them as long as possible. So something like this I wouldn't harvest to put out, because it wouldn't give somebody as long as a period of enjoyment as, say, if I harvest this one. But yes, these buds, they should be perfect for this weekend, for Friday, for me to harvest. And there's one of the arbors, and the other pine tree arbor. And the other pine tree arbor. I'm also trying to beat the rain right now. Actually, that's been the case for this whole week and last week, is trying to get out during moments of a break in between the rain. So we're just gonna try to do or show you as much as I can while it's not raining a lot just yet. It's starting to sprinkle. And it's getting a little chilly. do still have a few things to replace that were lost during the winter freeze, and unfortunately this is one of them. This was my Spanish lavender. I was hoping there might be some activity. However, we are now into spring and there's just nothing, and I did the test where I snap off a little twig and see if there's any green, and unfortunately there's no green in this lavender. So that is just one of the casualties from our winter. We had a period of, I think it was negative 30 to 50. It was something crazy during one week where we had with a wind chill, severe wind chill, and it just, I think, really pushed the limit of some of the plants. And these front beds are just starting to wake up. Let me go over here. And this is a view looking into the side garden. It just looks so cheerful with all of the tulips. I love this view right here because you can see the budding of the incredible hydrangea. And I've actually had this planted in a basket. This is going on its second year or third year. The basket is starting to deteriorate, so I will be replacing that probably this year at some point. But I do like it a lot. Here is a prairie fire crab apple that is just starting to bud up. And it has these beautiful pink blossoms and it's extremely fragrant. So I'm very excited for that. Lots of pretty things waking up. Tulips just started and daffodils over here. And all of the dead things in there are fall annuals that I will be replacing once I get my summer annuals. I think in about another week I should be receiving those. Alright, so let's quickly just show you all these pretty daffodils. And this foxglove did survive over the winter. And the last time I showed you this, during the last vlog, I think that this has just exploded even more because of all the rain we've been having. So very excited to see that. Okay. Over here on this side of the house, all of these beautiful daffodils and tulips are stealing the show. I believe those are a mix of Sir Winston Churchill and Au Pair's daffodils from Color Blends. And I am so happy with them. They smell extremely fragrant. I believe especially the Au Pair's smell very fragrant, and they last as really long cut flowers. So I highly recommend this blend, the Au Pair's. And I love them next to the red foliage of the roses that are just starting to bud up. And it looks like we do have to mow. Thankful about that. And some more foxgloves starting over here. And I'll do an extended tour for Saturday, so stay tuned for that, and I'll go pretty much plant by plant and show you a little bit more of the backyard that you can see peeking out back there. But for today, look at these beautiful daffodils and tulips. And it was kind of a happy accident, or maybe I planned it, I don't remember. But all of the tulips that I planted out here in the front near these daffodils are a beautiful pale yellow and some pale pink. So it pairs very nicely with the daffodils that I planted. I don't know if I planned that well in advance, but if I did, I'll give myself a little credit there. If not, I'm pretty sure it's a happy accident. So even though I can't do, or I haven't been able to do a lot of gardening this week, the rain has really really made everything just look so lush. Like even the grass just looks so pretty. And I have a lot of alliums, Globe Master alliums you'll see there, that have been loving this rain too. Look at that view. If that doesn't scream spring, I don't know what does. So thankful for this greenhouse on chilly days like today. Whew. For future plans in the garden over the next couple of weeks, I'm hoping once we get a break from the rain that I'll be able to make an additional arbor, a couple of arbors, finish those, do some more harvesting of the tulips until I can no longer do that. And then I'm pre-sprouting a bunch of dahlias upstairs. So once those are ready to go out and all of the tulips have been harvested, I'm gonna be turning this from a tulip garden to a dahlia garden. I can't believe how much you can really produce and grow out of a single 4x4 raised bed. And I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I have 1 2x8 bed and 3 4x4 beds that I primarily use to grow produce and anything that I harvest. So I'm excited. I think I'll be able to fit 4 dahlias in each 4x4 raised bed. 4, 8, 12, or 2. We're gonna see. We're gonna see what we can do. In my head, I'm thinking of 4. I should be able to do 4, but in reality, maybe it might be 2. Because I want to give them enough space. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, I want to give them enough space and breathing room to grow, so it might end up actually being 2 dahlias in each raised bed to give them enough space to bush out, because I'll be pinching them back, and I want them to have as many blooms as possible, especially to go out for the flower stand. So I think I might put 2 in each of the raised beds and then a few more in the back to harvest from. So we'll see. That's just me thinking ahead and thinking out loud. And then I still have my seedlings that are ready to go. Got amaranth, delphiniums, basil, some mignonette, only 1. In my last vlog, I let the cat out of the bag that I let some things get a little crispy under the grow lights inside because I just forgot about it. That happens sometimes, but we do. I have so many that I still need to plant and find a space for, or make space for. I've got some pincushion flowers, lots of fun things that I'll be able to plant. So, and find a spot for. So that's on the to-do list up next. So you'll see that when that happens. But the black-eyed Susan vine that I planted the last vlog is doing good. It's looking good. I know it's been just a few days, but I'm excited. I've been fertilizing everything weekly with a liquid fish emulsion just to get things going. And I like to stay on that weekly fertilizing schedule, so I'll be doing that for quite a while, at least until things really begin to leaf out. And I'm also working on planting a hosta or shade garden on the side of the house, and I just planted a Emperor's Wu hosta And they're supposed to get pretty big. I understand they need a lot of water in order to get that big, but we tend to be on the rainier side during our springs and summers. I feel like that shouldn't be a problem here for us. And my neighbors keep digging up hostas and dividing them for me, which is so gracious. They have quite a number in there. They needed to divide them anyway. And I'm excited to give them a new space. And I think creating a hosta or shade garden will really work in the space underneath the hydrangea tree, which doesn't get any sun as soon as it branches and leaves out. So I think that will be really beautiful for us to look forward to for this summer. That's all of the rain coming. It just won't stop. It will not stop. This is where I will be doing the Hosta Garden. You'll see we have this grass grows in great here. We get full sun there. But then underneath the hydrangea tree, it is essentially full shade as soon as this all branches out or leaves out. Which, look at all those buds. So I just planted 3 hostas around this tree, which my neighbor had already given to me last fall. And then they just dropped off yesterday a bucket filled with hostas. And I'm very excited because I'm going to expand this area underneath here. I'm toying with the idea of getting some brunnera. I think that would be really pretty to intermix and intermingle with the hostas and just play around with more shade-loving plants. And then on this side, I thought this would be perfect to also have, so hostas I'm envisioning coming over a little bit into the gravel walkway here and then here, because really there's not a whole lot of interest. I had planted more of this creeping phlox. I expanded it down here. This was original to the house, the spot here, but I expanded it down this way, and then I had planted somewhere the hosta now is, and it just died. 2 reasons, I think, because it didn't A, get enough sun, but also B, we deal with some voles, and I noticed that there was some tunneling going on underneath, and I think the voles were chewing and eating the roots of the phlox right here. Maybe that this is just, they might have so many tunnels under here. I don't know, because I did find another tunnel around here when I was digging and planting. So we're just gonna have to keep an eye on that. I'm hoping they won't touch the hosta. But that's what I envision for this space. I think it looks so pretty with the creeping phlox, which is about to bloom. And then with the hostas, once the creeping phlox fades out, I think that'll look so pretty. And this gets, I believe, 4 feet wide, or it can 3 to 4 feet. Let's see. Part shade to shade. Tall. Yeah, 4 feet. 4 feet when flowering. Anyway, it's gonna be pretty big, but I have to keep an eye on it. Again, we are pretty wet in Maine. We tend to be on the wet and humid side. So I think it'll do just fine. And I thought that I had dug up all of the hostas I had around the front of the house and moved them out back, but joke's on me because they're coming up. I have one giant one here. I believe it's an autumn frost hosta. And then I have 3, which I don't know how I missed these when I planted all of my gladiolus a few weeks ago. I couldn't believe it. I can't believe it. I can't even believe that I missed all of them. But you'll see I already have some gladiolus popping up, which there's one there, and then I think a few back there. So anyway, I somehow missed all of them, or I planted the gladiolus on top of the hostas. I'm not sure what happened there. But very funny, because I thought I had dug all of them up last fall and moved them. Maybe I just was so sidetracked with planting all of the tulip bulbs. Look at how pretty and cheerful that is. I'm gonna go hog wild this fall and plant a bunch of these au pair daffodils this fall, because I just love them so much. It adds so much cheer. They're great as cut flowers. I think I could sell them along with tulips at the cut flower stand. I love them. And then one last thing. This is a delphinium I started last year from seed, and it's already just coming up and forming buds. I'm so excited. And I've got a few more that I started from seed, so I'll plant them out. Maybe along this bed, but probably along the other bed. So I'll plant probably a few of my seedlings along this bed too. All right, that concludes today's weekly vlog. Stay tuned for Saturday. It's starting to rain, so I'm trying to get out of it and into the greenhouse. Whoa, that was a close-up. All right. So yes, I hope to do a full tour for you this Saturday. Today was a fun little impromptu vlog. I'm trying to beat the rain and get out of the rain, work around the rain. There. Yes. So I hope you enjoyed that brief little view of what's popping up, what things are looking like, what's blooming. I'm hoping beginning of next week I'll really be able to dig in and get started on some gardening chores, finish the arbors, and hopefully get my dahlias ready to come out and replace the tulips once those are done. I'm thinking I have a few more weeks left of the tulips, so we're going to try to enjoy them and also harvest as many as we can to get out to the flower stand. So I'll do more of that this Friday and Saturday. And I'm hoping that we'll have some from this bed, this side bed. Here. Right there, all of these ones. I'm hoping that I can get those out and ready for people. So we're just having fun. We're having fun over here. I hope you're having an amazing week. Stay tuned for Saturday when we do the full spring garden tour. How can you not be happy when you look at that? I just love it so much. It makes planting all of those bulbs worth it. When you don't think that it's worth it while planting them, I'll tell you, it is worth it. It is absolutely worth it. This is my view from the greenhouse. It doesn't feel real. This doesn't feel real. Yes. A full raised bed tulip garden just right outside the greenhouse. Look at that. All right, I am gonna end the vlog here. The rain, I don't think is gonna let up, and it's getting a little cold. So I'm going to go inside, get a warm cup of tea, cozy up next to the fireplace, and call it a day. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoy seeing this little cottage garden of mine, and I hope to see you soon in future vlogs. And I hope you take a peek at the full garden tour coming this Saturday to have a full look of everything that's budding or is in bloom. Hope you have a great day. Thanks for watching.